I spent a solo weekend in Malaga, and honestly, this city surprised me. From the Alcazaba to the Pompidou Cube, rooftop food that was weird but delicious, and even a quick dash to Marbella. I tried to do it all. Here's everything I got up to, what I loved, what I didn't, and some tips if you're traveling solo. Welcome to my channel. This time I am spending a solo weekend in Malaga. I had just landed at this point. Why I'm wearing a coat is because it was windy, but it was sunny. I don't know, it was just a weird mix. I had just left the airport and I took a train to the city center and I arrived at my hotel. This is H10 Croma Málaga. I booked it on booking.com. It's so stunning. It was so beautiful. One tip here is when you want to decide which hotel to book, it's good to check the reviews because reviews tell you a good story about people who have stayed here. But yeah, this is my room. It was a twin bed. I couldn't find a double bed, but it was still nice. I really enjoyed this chair. It was a good spot for me taking pictures because there was a full-length mirror right in front. This is the bathroom. There was also like a good balcony that gave you a good view of the city at night. I have a sunset view of this. So I quickly did a change of clothing because I wanted to go see the city center. This is the rooftop of the hotel. I was trying to, buy some time because in Spain, because that's where I'm at, a lot of places do not open early if you want to get food to eat. So I was trying to buy time. So I sat down on the hotel rooftop for a bit, took a bit of pictures and waited. And this is the view, just so stunning. Honestly, I think one reason why I like Europe is how stunning everything is. It just transports you to somewhere beautiful and you can feel it throughout the period that you're there. This is still some views of the hotel rooftop and I decided to take a walk. Because, I don't know, to be honest, there was no easy means of transportation within the city center. So it was easy for me to walk around. And another tip here is try to stay in the city center if you're traveling solo because it helps you get around easily. So I went to this place and a lot of my food recommendations came from TikTok and some online research as well. I had seen them raving about this French toast. It was absolutely delicious. Honestly, it was so nice. And I like sugar, so this was heaven for me. But yeah, I had this lovely French toast and I had this sandwich as well. It was so nice. And there were some other quick bites that had some, I think it was ham in it, but it was also very delicious. Next up was the Picasso Museum. Honestly, I didn't even realize that I really loved art until I went to this museum. So this museum is owned or it contains the work of Picasso. I tried to put some of the images or some of the artwork. And art is subjective, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. There are other people who felt differently when they got here. They saw the pictures in a different light. But to preserve it, I just took only a few. And at this point, I waited for an Uber. I waited for an Uber to take me to the next stop where I was going to, which is the Alcazaba. And so at this point, I had gotten to the city center. Yes, you can easily move around with an Uber, but I don't think you can easily get a bus to take you around. But yeah, at this point, I'd gone to the Alcazaba, and this is what you can see on the back end. Another thing I just found out actually was that apparently when you're in Malaga, you can take a train to Morocco. I didn't know that. So yeah, definitely look into it. So you can take two cities at once. I didn't do it on this trip, but yeah, I was in Malaga and I went to the Alcazaba from there. This place is a popular tourist location. Feel free to do some research to understand why people love the place. But it was really nice. But it's also good if you would like to get your steps in because I don't remember how many, steps I got in this day because there was a lot of climbing, there was a lot of walking. But I really enjoyed it because every corner was beautiful. So when you get there, you pay at the entrance. I don't remember how much, and I got someone to take my pictures, but the view from the top was stunning. There were some professional photographers around who were coming in to take pictures of the scenery. It was so scenic, it was so beautiful, it was so lovely. And I see why a lot of people tend to come to the Alcazaba. You see them around, the walls, everything, the architecture, just so nice, honestly. And I really enjoyed being in this Alcazaba. I had never heard of it before, but one thing I do when I go into a new city or before I even land is to try to find out what is a popular tourist attraction and the less popular tourist attraction as well, just so that I have a mix of both. experiences while I'm there. So at this point, I had seen a photographer and I asked her to take me a picture, and she was so kind and she took that picture of me. You wonder why I'm taking this video. I'm trying to show you see how intricate the detail is on the floor. Then you see flowers around. There's also like a rose garden somewhere by my left. And then there's somewhere where you see like a fountain as well. It's so well preserved, and everything that was done here was so nice. And I recommend you go to the Alcazaba. I didn't spend so long there because I was really tired of all the walking and of all the climbing, because it's almost like a maze at the end of the day. But when I left the Alcazaba, I was walking back to the hotel at this point, but then I saw this beautiful church. It was closed, so I don't think anybody could go in, but I just took a picture of it. I think it's a cathedral, but it was really nice. And like I was saying, Europe, stunning. Spain, beautiful. I know a lot of people, when they come to Spain, they always want to go to Ibiza. I never heard of Malaga as a popular tourist location, but I just decided to go there. It was nice. So yeah, I went back to my hotel. This is day 2. I was going for breakfast. On the rare occasions when I go for breakfast, I always like to take a picture of the spread. And this hotel had a good spread. Like everything was like anything you wanted to eat for breakfast was on the menu. They had a popular Spanish omelette, which I wanted to try as well, and I think I had that on my plate. But I tried to take one of everything. I can't eat everything, but I tried to take one just so that I can taste. But this was my spread, and I did some sort of review. I gave it as 8.7 over 10 because Spanish omelette was disappointing. So I went back to my room to do a change of clothing, and of course, photo shoot. I took some pictures. I really love this jumpsuit I was wearing, and I was trying to go to the next stop. So there's this lady that I follow on TikTok, and she goes to a lot of countries, and she tries as much as possible to put the places that she goes to when she goes to all of these places. And one of the places that she recommended was Centre Pompidou, which is another museum. Who am I? 2 museums in one city. That's absolutely strange, but I really, really enjoyed that. But anyway, I took a bus from my hotel. One perk of being in the city center is easy to move around. This is the Centre Pompidou Cube. Can you see how stunning it is? From the outside, you don't know what it is. You just think this is such a lovely color. But this is the entrance of Centre Pompidou. It's an art center, and of course I took a picture as well here again. And when I came into the center, remember I said art is subjective. Honestly, everything here was just so nice, and I just got carried away by this video that I saw when I walked in. It was just nice, and it just felt so peaceful. It felt so serene. Look at these lovely horses over the cloud. I know this is AI generated, of course, but it was something I saw in Centre de Pompidou in Malaga, and it's an art. It's a museum. You can see different kind of art when you get here. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed seeing this short video. But anyway, I walked into the museum. There were a lot of things around. So if you are very artsy, if you love unique architecture, unique pieces, this is somewhere to go to. And one thing about it is that for every artwork you see, there are details of who the artist was and why they designed what it is or why they drew these. And it gave me some perspective as to, what all of this art represented. But from the outside looking in, you're just like, what is this? But I mean, going in there, reading the stories of these, artists, understanding the idea behind why they, did this kind of art, gave me just some insights into what they were designing. So when I saw these trousers, I was like, what is that? But anyway, you can go back and zoom into the story behind it. The previous picture was talking about existing in public places and, rethinking public spaces with people. I really like this one. It's like a waiting room. It's like people who are at the train station that are sleeping over. But yeah, there's just a bunch of things around. And there were a lot of Ghana must go. If you're Nigerian, you know what I mean. But of course, I didn't take a lot of the artwork because I know the museum would definitely want a lot of people to come visit. So I don't want to take that from them. But one thing I remember of this experience was it felt really peaceful. It felt really cozy. It had good music, like, of course, very soft music as well. And there's just a lot of things to take in there. There are a lot of stories that you can learn from the artists. And of course, there's some that I'm just like, okay, I don't know why this is here, but I really liked it. And of course, summertime. I came out of Center Pompidou. There was just Hard Rock Cafe in front, and there was like a beachfront. There was a yacht as well. Of course, some people were chilling on the yacht, and I saw another girl who was traveling solo, and she took a picture of me. So I did a short walk around this place just to take in the scenery. There were also a couple of photographers lined on this trip as well. I don't know why there were photographers around, but it was helpful because they were so kind to take me some pictures, and I was so happy. At this point, I was just walking away, and at this point, I was so happy because I'd left the cold in London and I'm in the sun. Who doesn't like the sun? And it was so nice. It was really, really beautiful. Do you see the palm trees? You see how sunny it is? Spain is absolutely beautiful. So anytime you're thinking of going to Spain, don't just think of Ibiza alone. Don't just think of, there's another popular place I don't remember. Also take a pit stop in Malaga. You will enjoy it. And like I was saying earlier, I saw a photographer and I gave her my phone and she took me this picture. So photo shoot again. And I really like these pictures till date. I really, really love them. Again, at this point, I was deciding, okay, what next do I do? Where else do I go to? And then I did some quick search, and some of my colleagues, they're so kind. When you tell them that you're traveling, they just give you some tips on where to go. And someone told me that Marbella, which is another city in Spain, is not so far from Malaga, that I could just take a bus. And I was like, oh, okay, I didn't realize that. So definitely, do some research when you're going to cities. They are definitely multi-connected countries or multi-connected cities. Like I said earlier, you can go from Malaga to Morocco by train, which I didn't realize. So I took a bus from the Center Pompidou in Malaga, and here I am in Marbella. But it was bad timing because I got here at 4 p.m. I saw the casino, which Marbella is popular for. There was the Andalusia, and there was the Occidental Portobanos, and this is me walking along the strip to go to, apparently towards the end of this road there is a like a gathering of yachts, but at the time I got there it was pretty late. And of course, a lot of people had not come out. There's one thing that's popular in some parts of Europe, that a lot of shops, a lot of cities don't open really early, or they open so late at night. So there's no middle ground. But anyways, I just quickly called a boat because I didn't want to be stuck there late. Remember, I'm going solo, so it's always good to be safe. But anyway, I went back to Malaga, and of course, I put it on my journal to come back to Marbella another time. Definitely focus only on Marbella instead of splitting both cities. So maybe I'll do 2 days in Malaga and 2 days in Marbella just to experience Marbella on its own. So I went back to my hotel and I decided to go to the rooftop to have dinner. I don't know, this was fish tartar. I didn't like it, so I always love squid, and I thought, okay, squid balls, and they brought me something that looked like puff puff. I was like, what? So this was salmon, potato, and eggs. But I enjoyed it. So I went back to my room. Remember, I said I was going to show you a picture of the balcony at night. Do you see how stunning it is? At this point, it was already time for me to leave Malaga. I had such a good time. But before I left, I took some pictures. My skin was looking moisturized. You could see that I was well rested. It was such a rewarding and incredible weekend. And I really love that I went. So every trip doesn't have to be such a long trip. It doesn't have to be. If you can just go for maybe a 2-day trip and come back to London, and that's one benefit of being in London. You can easily just pop in and out of all these countries. There's some trips you can just go in the morning and come back at night, but this I just decided to do the weekend. But this was my final view of the room. I really enjoyed my stay here, and I'm glad that I stayed in the city center. And I think I was traveling at night on this day, or early in the morning. I think it was very early in the morning. I was flying back to London, and I was so happy to have come. This was so good, and I'm glad I really enjoyed my time in Malaga. This is now me in London. So that's my solo weekend in Malaga. This city really surprised me. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoy my travel content, definitely check out my other videos. Like, subscribe, share, and comment. Thank you. Bye.